Welcome, True Achievers. My name is Nemlock, and this is my achievement guide for Pikuniku on Xbox One. Now, we're going to start with the single-player campaign. So, start the game by selecting Adventure, and once the intro cutscene starts, we're just going to go through the dialogue with Mr. Sunshine, who we'll meet a bit later in the game. Now, the total achievements should take somewhere between 2 to 4 hours for you to complete. 2 is a speedrun estimate. It takes about an hour to speedrun this game at 100%, and there are some additional objectives for getting the remaining achievements. You will need a second controller. It has some achievements requiring using the co-op game, and you won't be able to do this online, but you won't need an extra player if you don't have someone handy to play with. Yeah, that's easy enough that you should be able to play both players at the same time and not have too much difficulty. Once we gain control of Piku, we're going to be making our way to the right. You'll notice that I'm going to be rolling whenever possible during this playthrough. It's quicker than walking, so you should be rolling whenever you need to. Once we get to this breakable rock, we want to kick it down 3 times. Once we've kicked it 3 times, it's going to break. We're going to be jumping our way up. These mushrooms here can be bounced off. Just jump on them and you'll go higher up. Use it to get up to the top and to continue further along. We're going to take this little passage to the left here. It's a little bit quicker. Just kick the rock out of the way. It can be a little bit tricky. These floor pieces are going to fall when you touch them. So you have to be quick, and you need to make sure that you get this last jump perfect. You want to be going straight up to get the maximum height. If you fall, they come back, so it's no harm. So just get yourself to the top and get out to the right. Once you exit this cave, you're going to see this rock fall down to the right. Note where it lands. It's going to be here with this other rock. Directly left is a hidden passage. And inside this passage, we're going to find our first hidden bug. There are 5 dancing bugs in the game, and one of them is in an area that can't be returned to later if we do miss it. And you'll need to collect all 5 of these in a single playthrough to unlock the Under Your Feet achievement. So we want to make sure that we're getting all of these as we go. Continue right, and we're going to find ourselves going through some cornfields. You just want to keep going until you find the villages. This bridge is going to break. You can time your way over it, or you can just jump into the water and swim out. And we want to just go through until we see these villages for the first time, and keep going again until we get discovered. They're going to capture you and put you in a cage, and that's going to give us our first objective. After these villagers settle down, they're going to ask you to fix the bridge that you broke. Make sure that you say yes. If you say no, you're just going to go around in circles. Once you're out, we've somehow managed to get ourselves a little pet here. I'm not sure what the point of this is. I think it's just a hint. We want to be going far left back to the bridge. And when we return to the bridge, we're going to find a spider who's going to be making another bridge for us with web. You'll find the spider in the tree there. You can see the tree shaking a little bit. Kick the spider across. Don't have to do anything to get the spider out. Just jump into the tree until the spider falls down and kick him across. And return to the village. Now, we've been asked to go and talk to the painter, who is at the top of the village. So we're going to make our way back into the village. And before we do that, we're going to pass the windmill, and we're going to enter the second building, which is the one with the poster on the front that looks like a guy kicking a watermelon. This is the Baskick champion's house. Talk to the guy, and challenge him to a game of Baskick. Now, the objective of Baskick is pretty simple. You want to kick your watermelon into the basket on the right. 3 points, and you win. Springs at the bottom will kick it back into the middle of the arena if it touches the corner. You can kick each other for a short stun. It doesn't really do much when you kick the Baskick champion, but they will kick you whenever possible. It can be a bit annoying. Apart from that, they're not very smart. It's not very difficult to win this mini game. Ideally, what you want to be doing is getting under the right corner of the scoreboard. If you're standing under the right side of the scoreboard and you make a kick for your goal, you're pretty much guaranteed to get it in every time. If you get really lucky, the ball will then get pushed back to you by the spring. You can make another goal, and if you're really lucky, you can do it again and get 3 goals straight after each other and get a quick win. The Baskick champion does like to get involved, so if he gets in the middle of the way, just kick him out of the way. You see there, he's going to jump towards the ball whenever possible. Sometimes he gets it in for you. You can kick own goals, so keep that in mind if you accidentally kick it on the left side of the screen. Just keep it on the right whenever possible, and you should be right. Now, he's going to give you 5 coins every time you beat him. If you lose, he's not going to take 5 coins. So every time you win, your coins go up by 5. We need 70 for the Croesus objective, which we're going to assume you're only getting 15 at this point. But if you don't, if you've got more by the time that you've won 3 in a row, good work. You just ignore getting the coins later on once you've got that achievement. Once you've got 3 wins in a row, we're going to be going for 3 losers in a row. And as you probably assumed, it's a lot easier to do than to get 3 wins in a row. The NPC isn't the best with AI. If you leave him to it, it takes, on average, about a minute and a half for him to win by himself. I've found the easiest option is to sit under the left corner of the scoreboard and let him play around on the left side. He's going to make a lot of kicks that are just too short to get in, and every now and again he'll get one in. Every now and again the ball will roll out of his way into your path. You can just kick it in for him. You're probably going to get a lot more goals than he is this way, so it's a fair bit faster. You really have to try to fail to lose. If you're wanting to take a little break, maybe have a coffee while you're doing this, just make sure to keep the controller handy and just keep tapping Y. Every time you go back to the Baskick champion's house, you'll automatically ask him to play another game and accept his conditions. And that way you'll be able to play 3 consecutive games. If you just leave him here and don't touch the controller while he plays, you'll only have 1 completion. But it doesn't take much time, so it doesn't really make much difference which way you want to go about it. I like to take the forward option and get the goals in myself. And there we have it, 3 wins in a row, 3 losses in a row. Together this is going to get us 2 achievements. The winner takes it all for the 3 wins in the row, and bad day for 3 losers in a row. Together we've got our first 100 gamer score. Not too shabby. And we've got our first trophy, which appears at the top of the house once we have our first win. We're now going to continue up, use the tree to the left to jump up onto the platform here, and just continue right and towards the upper area of the air map. Use the umbrella to bounce up to this house with paint on it. This is the painter's house. We only have to visit it once, and this is it. But there is an achievement here, and it is skippable, so make sure you pay attention towards the end here. He's going to ask us to find his pencil. That's the first hat that we're going to be able to equip. Now, we're going to enter into this room here, and you're going to see 2 boxes. The one on the far right respawns when we hit the red button on the very far right, and we're going to use this to stack them together to reach the top. So push the left side box over. I find it's a lot easier just going into ball form and push against the box while you're rolling. You're going to be able to get a lot more finer control over it. Edge it a little bit further. It needs to be a little bit further over than where that box was originally, otherwise the box at the top is just going to fall straight off. But once you get them stacked, jump up and grab the pencil hat. This is the first hat. There are quite a few hats, and I think we only need to have 3 on to actually complete the game. But this part here is where it gets important. You have to equip the pencil hat by holding down the left button and selecting the pencil hat, and use it to draw a scarecrow's face. Once we submit a scarecrow face, that's it for this. I guess you'd call it a mini game. You don't have any other chance to come back without restarting the game. But before we submit a actual scarecrow face, we need to submit a blank canvas. Make sure that you don't have anything drawn on the easel at all. Submit the blank canvas. You're going to unlock the Suprematism achievement. If you miss it, just come back later. It's not particularly hard to get back to this point. Now that we've got that achievement, we're going to draw a scarecrow's face. I'm just drawing a dot. I'm lazy. You can draw whatever you want. You might want to draw something a bit more extravagant. It's not really going to do much. No matter what you do, he's going to be happy with it. And once you've done that, you're going to get the scarecrow face. We're going to return left to the scarecrow just outside of Piku's cave, and that's going to progress the story. Bounce up this mushroom to get up to the scarecrow here. Just interact with it. You don't have to get anything from your inventory. All inventory item uses are context sensitive, so you just use the X button. Once you've done that, you're going to see a little bit of a cutscene play, and this robot's going to appear and knock you out. Once you come to, there's going to be a little bit of an explanation. Mr. Sunshine's coming along and taking everyone's corn for money. You're going to get control for a couple of seconds as you go far right, and Mr. Sunshine's going to appear again and take one of the villagers into his secret base. And we've got coins. So continue right back through the village. We're going to go to the right side where we've got the canyon and a cable car that's now operational. But before we move forward, we're going to collect a couple of things on this map. Just fall off the right side here and collect this coin. At the bottom, head left and break down this door. Going to enter a cave, and there's going to be a little bit of a teapot set up on the right side. Just fall into it. It's going to break. The rock's going to have a little bit of a cry, and he's going to play hide and seek with you. Hit this switch on the left side. Water's going to come out. This is how you get to the surface level when you get down there. And first rock's hiding on the Mr. Sunshine board. You'll have to get these rocks in the order I say. They only appear in that order, and they don't all appear at once, but it's a pretty sequential order. The second one's on top of the windmill here. You can go either way around. You can jump directly from the door. I find it quicker just to go over the top there because we're going to go back up towards the shop. We're going to collect the coin on the shop roof here. We're going to collect the coin on the umbrella, and we're going to bounce up to the painter's house. And again, off the umbrella on the painter's house, which will send us into the clouds. There's some more stuff to the left if you want to explore, but we're only needing this stuff here on the right side. First one's this trophy here. It's the walking Piku. And following off the very edge here, we're going to have 3 coins on top of this little cloud and another hidden rock. He's going to give you an apple, but more importantly, it spawns his trophy later. Jump up here and collect this coin, jump over the top here. We're going to be moving off into the valley. So just wait for the cable car to come back, jump on the cable car, and continue on. Now, if you are curious, you can skip this entire section at the start. You'd probably need to do the Suprematism achievement first, because that can't be done when you come back. But you can skip everything, go straight into the valley if you look up the village skip. And you can just collect everything when you come back. It's more of an efficiency deal. It's a bit quicker, but not by much. So keep going right till we hit these swings. We're going to swing off these swings higher up, collecting this coin. And now at this spot, we are going to jump off this boulder and use that to clear the little gap. You're supposed to kick the boulder into the gap below. It's a tiny bit slower. It's not hard to jump, but if you have problems, that's the way to go. Jump over here and kick this little rock so that the mushroom goes into the middle. Here you see we've got our second dancing bug. This one's a bit weird. He's not actually really dancing. It's a little bit dark too. He's dead. We're going to continue further up. Collect that coin there. If you don't collect it, just drop back down and go again. Swing around. We're going to jump up onto the top of this platform here. We're going to continue to the right and use these flowers to jump up into the clouds, collecting this coin and doing a far jump to the right to clear the chasm below. Jump back up this little platform with the flower and jump directly up to hit this cloud. You're supposed to hit the zip line, just fall straight off. You're going to go straight down to Sam's potteries. We need to break all the potteries for an achievement, and breaking some of them gets you a trophy. So just kick them all off the ledges, or kick them or nudge them. As long as all of them are shattered, you're good to go. Exit the building, collect the trophy. Now we're going to go towards the right, and we're going to use these branches to jump up and collect this 1 coin here. You just stand on the branch, and when it jumps back up, it will throw you. Collect that coin, jump back down, and then jump over and collect this coin there. And we're going into the valley.